So we're in mid-October now. You can see the parsley is really shooting off. I'm just waiting for it to finish forming seeds so that I can collect some seeds, dry them off a bit, and then have a bumper crop of parsley in the next season. All these beautiful pansies looking gorgeously purple, and the lemon tree is absolutely sprouting. It's wonderful. I think the mite problem is getting better, but I'll have to keep a closer eye on that. Comfrey's coming back. The tulips are coming to the end of their life. I should come back with secateurs and deadhead them all. The lavender is just doing so well. And I've got some nasturtiums coming back. They all disappeared for a while, but coming back now. And I've got some more weeding that I need to do soon. Oh, that's particularly a bad weed. We've got Labour weekend coming up soon, so I'll have to come back through and give it a once over, but also look at the lovely fennel. And here we have the glass house or greenhouse, which is wonderful, although it's rather warm in here. And you can see people are growing out some plantings. So you've got mesclun here, someone's growing pumpkin and chives, and I'm guessing there's tomato up there, some basil of some kind. And I recognise that. That's a nasturtium. This is just wonderful, isn't it? Of course, a nice little table. You can sit, have some contemplations, some other plants that are growing into some lovely seedlings, and the rest of the garden there. Now here we are on Labour Monday. It's looking a little overgrown, and so the first thing that needs to happen is I need to come through and do some weeding, and then I can do some planting. So in just a second, it'll all be perfectly weeded. Here are the things that are going to go in the garden. We've got some marigolds, some nasturtiums, some pak choi, some chives, garlic that I'm going to grow from the bulb, and some cherry tomato. And in a moment, hopefully, they'll be in. All right, and here we've planted everything out now. So we've got some nasturtiums coming around the outside here on these two sides. And the idea is that they will cascade out over the edge. I found a few wild pansies while I was weeding, so they've been put on this edge with the idea that they cascade this way with comfrey all around them. That'll help keep the weeds down. And then I've put my 6 pak choi sort of in around here, and I've rescued 2 irises that hadn't been stolen but never flowered, so they're in there with the tulips. So the whole idea is that this whole area next to the board there will all become bulb city, and so I can just leave the bulbs there year round. You see I've dropped a Coke bottle in there with some water in it to just slowly release the water over time. And we've got marigold around the outside here, and as we come into the center here, you see we've got the rest of the marigolds in there, the chives in this little band here. In hindsight, they're a little too small, and I should have left them to grow a little bit longer in the greenhouse, but we'll see how they do. Hopefully I'll remember they're there and won't accidentally weed them out. There is a lemongrass I rescued, another Coke bottle there, and tomato that I bought, tomato that Orna gave me. I've cleared out underneath the parsley there, and the avocado in the corner. We've got some nasturtium seeds. I'm ready to start growing. And down here I've planted the other couple of nasturtiums. There's 3 along here. The other thing that I've done the whole way around the edge is I've planted out some garlic bulbs, and the idea is that these will over time grow up. I'm not too hopeful that I'm actually going to get garlic bulbs growing, but I'm hoping that the smell will keep whitefly away. And in the process of doing all of that, I've also done this. Planted out some garlic ready to grow, and a spare avocado that was just growing literally on the surface, not in the ground at all. So that's been potted up and that's free to a good home. Here we are a week later. It's Saturday and it's been raining. Fantastic news, the hollyhock is getting ready to flower, and everything has settled in quite well in the garden. There's a few weeds that I'll need to take a look at. Tomato, of course, is starting to look fantastic there, and the pak choi growing back well. And now I need flower growing on the lemon tree. I need to give that some worm juice in just a second. And let's take a quick look in the glass house. And here we are in the glass house. This is the garlic that I planted on Monday, less than a week ago, and already we've got amazing growth. Look how wonderful that's all looking. Nice, strong, healthy. Nothing from here just yet. My avocado plant looking alright, but a little bit eaten by the bugs. And Orna's tomatoes are just looking so great. They're going to be ready very, very soon. Just got the worm juice in here. This goes into a watering can, water it all, dilute it down with some water, and then it goes here on the garden.